Have you gone outside lately? I know it sounds corny, but have you actually touched the surface of the earth? With your hands, your feet, laying your whole body on the ground? It can change your entire state. Hey soul family, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. My name is Nicole, and today I want to talk about some of the benefits and the science behind the concepts of earthing or grounding. I want to start this video off by sharing a story with you that hopefully you'll relate to and even benefit from. So I have this friend, and recently I've been noticing that they've been extremely disorganized lately and very chaotic, and I've been noticing it has started to negatively impact their life and their daily functioning. Then one day I decided to plan a day at the beach with this friend. And literally that evening I noticed a drastic change in the overall mindset and overall perspective. Being at the beach was still hard at first. I noticed this friend was still really tense and stressed out when we first arrived at the beach. But over time, I guess that had changed. I didn't even completely notice the change until getting home that evening. But when I got home that evening, I was much more clear-headed and happier, and I had felt like a reset had occurred. Oh yeah, it was me. The friend was me. After that experience, I was reflecting on my life over the past couple months, and I had realized that I went from being outside several days a week, all day long, to things shifted, and then I was just kind of primarily inside and doing a lot of work inside. And recently, when I do actually go outside, I haven't really been laying on the ground or taking off my shoes for long, if at all. Being outside for a bike ride or going for a walk is obviously better than nothing at all, but being outside and barefoot all day long, there's just something about it. Laying your body on the earth, there's just something about it. You know what I mean, right? That experience was such a great reminder of something that I already know. I already know it. But sometimes we all need reminders of things that we already know. And I think that's a really important aspect of hearing other people's perspectives and being in community with others, is that we do get these reminders for things that we already know and may have forgotten. And that's okay. We forget things. I just think there are so many things on a daily basis that we have to remember. And it's impossible to remember all the things, but I digress. With that personal experience in mind, I was inspired to look into the concept of earthing and grounding in order to really solidify it in my own head, the benefits and the importance, and to make it a priority in my life, especially when I'm feeling, it's like a router. You know when your internet router stops working and you're told to unplug it and let it sit for 5 minutes because there's like too much static energy built up in it or something, so it can't function properly? That's what we are like. We're like antennas, right? And because we conduct electricity, and we get like a buildup of static electricity that prevents us from truly connecting with ourselves, that prevents us from living our happiest, most abundant lives and making good choices in our life. And after doing this research and learning about this and working to solidify it in my own head, I wanted to share this with you. I wanted to share the information that I've learned with you because I think it's really interesting and really beneficial and could literally change so many of our lives if we made this a priority. So what exactly is earthing or grounding anyways? For the purpose of this video, moving forward, I'm just going to refer to it as earthing, but just remember that earthing and grounding are kind of like interchangeable terms. As you may have guessed or already known, or maybe you think I'm just some big giant weirdo talking about touching the earth, earthing is the practice of physically touching the surface of the earth. In doing this, humans and other animals can drastically improve their overall health and well-being. Other animals are in direct contact with the earth all the time. While looking into earthing, I came across this review article published in the Journal of Environmental and Public Health. In this article, the authors discuss the relationship between human health and the environment. In particular, the Earth's surface as a beneficial resource for overall health. The authors reference historical and modern research on the concept of earthing, which essentially involves reconnecting with Earth's electrons through contact with the surface. This practice is associated with a multitude of health benefits, including but not limited to a reduction in pain and inflammation, better sleep, improved autonomic nervous system responses, and overall health. The authors in this article highlight that the Earth has an unlimited supply of free electrons, and these electrons can help to stabilize the human body and our internal bioelectrical environment and regulate biological rhythms such as our circadian rhythms. Historically, humans have been more connected to the Earth, usually walking barefoot or sleeping on natural resources and materials. And this allowed the Earth's electrons to enter the body on a more frequent basis. Unfortunately, in today's modern lifestyle, we are usually wearing insulated footwear and are primarily indoors and sleeping on mattresses that are not natural materials. This modern lifestyle has disconnected humans from this natural electron flow from the Earth's surface. If you're interested in reading further into this, I will include this article in the description box. Next, I'm going to move on to another article I found while researching this topic. This article is called Healing with the Earth. How amazing. In this article as well, the author highlights various studies on the benefits of earthing and kind of compiled them all together in one article. The author in this article emphasizes that earthing is an underutilized tool, that earthing is an underutilized natural resource that can boost our health and healing and is even akin to a painkiller. And it's just so easy and accessible to everyone. Even if it's wintertime, there's still the earth there, right? So the first key finding in this article was a reduction in blood viscosity. I know viscosity. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Essentially, this just means that there is a thinning in the blood, and thinning of the blood allows for faster blood flow and more movement, therefore faster healing, because the blood flow is like a highway to transport important nutrients to places in the body where it's necessary. As well, earthing increases the electrical charge on red blood cells, and this reduces clumping and lowers cardiovascular risk. The second key finding highlighted in this article is that there is a reduction of inflammation and therefore blood flow, which improved circulation, like we just mentioned with the thinning of the blood. This improves the blood flow to the head and the face, and the heart, and all the things. Blood flow equals good. The third key finding in this article was reduced muscle damage and faster recovery time by reducing the release of muscle damaging markers in the body. The fourth key finding is that earthing helps to improve the vagal tone in preterm infants. And if you don't know what the vagal tone is like the tone of your vagus nerve, and the vagus nerve is one of the nerves that runs all the way down the spine and is connected to your heart and brain and all the things in between, your gut, all the things. Earthing in neonatal intensive care units significantly improved their vagal tone. This is really important for preterm infants as they are already at a disadvantage and not developed completely yet. So earthing helps to reduce the stresses on the body, and it also helps to lower the risk of neonatal morbidity. And just as an extra tidbit of information, our vagus nerve, our vagal tone, is connected and responsible for our parasympathetic nervous system, which is directly responsible for our rest and digest function. Our rest and digest functions is where we heal and grow and thrive. And finally, I wanted to include this article as well because it has a really great claim and comparison, and it states in the title, it states that earthing can act as free radicals. The article focuses on a study done with people using sleeping mats that were directly connected from their bed to the earth through a grounding rod. There was some sort of fibers on their bed, and those fibers were able to conduct electricity, and the grounding rod was attached to the fibers and then went out the window and then attached to the ground. The article focused on the effects on daily cortisol levels and circadian rhythms, all of these things, both of these things that are associated with stress. While this isn't exactly what I was referring to when I was talking about earthing, I think that it's a really interesting concept, and I think that its findings are still applicable in this situation and in any situation that involves touching the earth. I know the term free radical has been one of those buzzwords lately, like for the last decade, I would say. But if you look up what a free radical is, it's a single unpaired electron of an atom, to my understanding. It's definitely a single unpaired electron. And if you're like me and you're curious about these things, then you will likely want to research what it is. And if that's the case, I got you. I did some research and I've compiled it a little bit here. So let's nerd out a bit. Dr. Berg on YouTube explains that a free radical is like spinning a plate on your finger and having it balance. And for optimal functioning, you have a weight on each side. That way it remains balanced while it's spinning, right? A free radical is when there's only one weight and therefore it is off balanced, so that extra weight or that extra electron will eventually fly off and start doing damage to other tissues in the body. He uses the example of biting into an apple, and when you leave it out exposed to oxygen, it will start to brown. But if you squeeze some lemon juice over top of it, that's an antioxidant, and that helps it stay fresher longer. Dr. Eric tells us that antioxidants are able to donate an electron in order to help balance the plate, but in doing so, that antioxidant then becomes unbalanced itself. Therefore, the antioxidant needs an antioxidant chain, so that this antioxidant donated an electron, and now it's going to borrow from this one, and so on and so forth. This is what happens when we have antioxidants in food, when we get our antioxidants in food. Because donating the electron from the antioxidant makes the antioxidant unstable, and that is why it needs the chain. And that, my friends, is what makes earthing so powerful and amazing, wonderful, magical. Because the earth has an endless supply of free electrons. Due to some other scientific reason that I don't know in this moment in time, but may research further on and create a video about. The electromagnetic field or something along those lines. And this means that the earth can always provide us electrons. It never becomes unstable. It's always there to give to us, to help stabilize us, to support us. It's physically supporting us physically by letting us stand on it. And it's also energetically supporting us by giving us free electrons to help balance and stabilize our bodies and our rhythms. The earth always provides to you. It always provides to all of us. So this is my reminder from me to you to me also, because everything I say is also a reminder to myself, to make it a priority to get outside as often as possible and literally touch the grass. Just touch it, lay on it, caress it. Don't be creepy though. okay? Anyways, that's all I have for this video specifically. This video was so exciting to make. I had a lot of fun researching and learning and creating and figuring out how I was going to share it with you. I know that earthing is good for me, is good for you, is good for us, but sometimes I forget. Sometimes we all forget the things that are good for us. But with this being a reminder, I hope you gained something valuable from this video. I hope it sparked some thoughts within you. If you made it this far in the video, leave a unicorn emoji in the comments if you feel inspired to do so. And I hope you are well. I hope you feel loved. I hope you feel supported. I hope you know you are loved. Sending lots of love to you. Until next time, bye!